Good afternoon, everybody. Big Mike back here with you once again. Welcome back to Big Mike Talks, where today I bring you my recap and review of AEW / New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. That's right, the second annual Forbidden Door event. And this one was a lot of fun to watch. It easily surpassed last year's, although last year's was really snake-bitten. So, grab yourself a snack, maybe something to drink, and let's do this as we start with the pre-show matches. Now, there are a couple of these pre-show matches I missed, so I am not going to give them a rating. We start with Filthy Tom Lawler taking on Serpentico. That one I actually missed, and it was set up that Tom Lawler was going to face Adam Cole at this pay-per-view, but before the show got started, Adam Cole came down with something. Get well soon, Adam Cole. Can't wait to see you back on TV. So, Tom Lawler was put on the pre-show, and he beat up Serpentico. Next match, we got the Mogul Embassy, the entire group. That's Swerve Strickland, Toa Leona, Brian Cage, and Bishop Khan, taking on members of Chaos. That's Rocky Romero, Chuck Taylor, and Trent Beretta. And they are also joined by El Desperado, who would later join the Japanese commentary team, which pretty sure you could have heard on New Japan World, which that's pretty cool. Mogul Embassy picked up the win. Next up, we got the next first round match of the women's bracket of the Owen Hart Cup, as Athena took on Billy Starks, and this match was a lot of fun to watch. It did feel a little bit short, but I felt like both people got enough time. But of course, Athena moves on and gets the win, because Billy Starks is not, as of now, a current AEW contracted superstar. So, we'll see where we go from there. Next up on the pre-show, we got El Fantasmo, formerly of Bullet Club, taking on Stu Grayson, who is a member of the Righteous. Well, associate of the Righteous? I don't even know what to call it, because that's been the big story on Ring of Honor. Stu Grayson leaving the Dark Order, and I guess his opponent makes sense, because El Fantasmo, former member of the Bullet Club, but now he has been jumped out. So, this was actually a really, really fun match, really well paced, and El Fantasmo picked up the victory. And in our final pre-show match, we've got Los Ingo LIJ. I'm just going to call him LIJ because I am not able to say that second word. Being represented by Shingo Takagi, who last year teamed with Darby Allin and Sting, Bushi, and Hiromu Takahashi. That's a hell of a team right there. Take on United Empire, being represented by Jeff Cobb, Kyle Fletcher, and TJP. This was a hell of a good bout, very well paced, and LIJ picked up the victory, which I'm really surprised by, but considering the results of a later on match, what we're going to talk about, it kind of makes sense. Alright. So, we start off the main card with a bit of a surprise match, as it's the AEW World Heavyweight title on the line, as MJF, the World Champion, defends against the Ace of New Japan, 1/3 of the Never Openweight Trios Champions, Hiroshi Tanahashi. And oh boy, did MJF try every trick in his book to defeat Tanahashi. But it's just amazing how silky smooth Tanahashi is in the ring. He's one of the best to ever lace him up. And yeah, this was a nice little back and forth bout between these two. But ending came when MJF rolled out of the ring, went to the timekeeper's area, took his title belt. Looked like he was about to hit Tanahashi with it. Ref takes it. Then MJF pulls out of his trunks the Dynamite Diamond ring, in which he is a 3-time champion of. Puts it on. Strike to the head. And your winner, MJF, still AEW champion. I really, really enjoyed this match. I thought this was a great starting point. And yeah, we're going to see where this goes. It does look like we're going to see Adam Cole next challenge MJF for the world title. Although, they're also tag team champions in this wild card tag team title tournament. So we'll see how Adam Cole's sickness affects this. Next up, we got the first round men's bracket for the Owen Hart Cup. And it's a very interesting matchup as it's CM Punk taking on Satoshi Kojima. If you don't know Kojima, he's a multi-time IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He recently lost the All Japan Triple Crown title. And overall, he's just a really underrated wrestler. And these two had a really awesome matchup. Maybe not as good as the first, but honestly, what added to this was the Toronto crowd just booing the heck out of CM Punk. So, Punk is pretty much going to be the Bret Hart of AEW. He's going to get cheered in Chicago, but then he's going to get booed everywhere else. It's going to be interesting to see. And your finish, of course, the GTS, your winner, CM Punk. Which, nice little way to finish that off. And it was another fun bout. Next up, we got a fatal 4-way match for the international title as Orange Cassidy defends against Daniel Garcia, Katsuyori Shibata, who is the ROH Pure Champion, and Zack Sabre Jr., who is the New Japan World Television Champion. And honestly, this clashing of styles was really good. And then you had the rivalries kind of splitting off a little bit. You had Shibata and Cassidy going for a bit. Then you had Garcia and Sabre Jr. going for a little bit. At one point, you had Zack Sabre Jr. and Shibata just chopping each other to death, with Daniel Garcia rolling up, trying to get involved, and them just turning on him. Then Garcia gets back up, does his little dance thing. Then by the end, it was pretty much finisher fest. A pile driver by Cassidy, penalty kick by Shibata. But then Cassidy throws Shibata off of Daniel Garcia and picks up the win from there. So your winner, still international champion, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy in what was another fantastic matchup. This next match, I will say it was interesting. It was kind of a little bit out of nowhere, as it's the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match as Sonata defends against Jungle Boy Jack Perry, who is being seconded by Taz's son, Hook, the FTW champion. And honestly, these two guys over-delivered. I know these two were good wrestlers, and together they put on a heck of a match. But then by the end, after a big old moonsault, one of the more impressive moonsaults I've seen on this show so far, your winner, still IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Sonata. So, we have Hook in the ring. He's helping Jungle Boy up the ramp. They do the old, hey, you lost, but you put in a good effort thing. Then Jungle Boy turns, clotheslines the head off a Hook. He picks up the FTW title, looks at it, throws it at Hook's feet. So we are getting a heel Jungle Boy going forward, and he's going after an unrecognized title. Like, AEW doesn't recognize the FTW title as an official title. So, should be a good outing at least. So, we'll see what goes on there. Next up, we got a 10-man tag team match playa. As the Blackpool Combat Club, that being represented by Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta. They are joined by Konosuke Takeshita and Jon Moxley's award over in New Japan, Shota Umino, who is a very impressive young man making his AEW debut, as they take on The Elite, being represented by Hangman Adam Page and the Young Bucks, Eddie Kingston, who is a very big surprise here, and Tomohiro Ishii, another 1/3 of the Never Openweight 6-man tag team champions. And honestly, this was War of Wars. It was absolutely awesome. At one point, kind of near the middle of the match, the Young Bucks and Hangman Adam Page had Jon Moxley dead to rights for a triple super kick. Eddie Kingston pushes him out of the way, eats the super kick himself. So, Kingston and Moxley definitely still have kind of a friendship going, so we'll see how that goes. I'm definitely interested to see what happens there. Hangman misses the buckshot near the end, which is surprisingly. But then it's down to Umino and Ishii, and Ishii hits the sheer drop brainbuster, which is insanity. So your winners, The Elite, Eddie Kingston, and Ishii. So we'll see where that goes from there. We now have the AEW Women's title on the line, as Toni Storm defends against strong Women's Champion Willow Nightingale. And honestly, it wasn't a bad match, but it was a kind of by-the-books AEW Women's match. Like, there wasn't too much to write home about. At one point, we did get Willow hitting the pounce, which is... I'm so happy that Willow does that move. I missed seeing Marcus Corvon, or whatever his name was. But yeah, near the end of the match, we see the Outcast go for the spray paint for the eyes. That gets blocked by Sky Blue. Then after an eye gouge, Storm Zero, your winner, Toni Storm. We then get little backstage looks at Sky Blue and Britt Baker, because they're watching this unfold, and they might be next. Next up, ooh doggy, easily best match of the night, match of the year candidate for the IWGP United States Championship. Kenny by God Omega takes on Will Ospreay in what was just a beautiful match. There's not really much I can say about this match that hasn't been said elsewhere. But honestly, yeah, this was match of the night. Don Callis and some security do come down with Ospreay. Eventually, Don Callis does get thrown out, but then he's like let back in. Like, I don't know what happened there. He then gave Ospreay a screwdriver. Omega goes for the one-winged angel. Screwdriver to the head. Plenty of V triggers by both men. And then after a Stormbreaker, your winner and new IWGP United States Champion, Will Ospreay. So, honestly, fantastic little bout. And I'm going to give it my must-watch seal of approval. If you haven't seen this match yet, go give it a watch. It is well worth it. Next up, in the cool-down match of the evening, which it definitely was, you have Sting, Darby Allin, and Tetsuya Naito taking on Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki. Yeah, this was definitely an odd match out. Like, the action wasn't bad per se, but at one point you have Sammy Guevara reluctantly doing a 630 splash from the top turnbuckle into a table through Sting. But then at that point, Sting looked a little rattled. I don't know what was going on there. But from then on, this match just felt weird. And then, yeah, winners via the roll-up, Sting, Darby Allin, and Tetsuya Naito. Match wasn't horrible. Like, Naito and Suzuki worked really well together. Allin and Guevara worked really well together. But Sting and Jericho were really limited in this match. And I can understand. They're a little on the older side. You don't want them filling their bump card too quickly, because maybe you want to do a one-on-one with these two at some point. All in, perhaps? That's a free one for you, Mr. Khan. And then, easily not really a down match, but just kind of a match. Like, it's not something you need to go out of your way to watch, but it was a match on the card that wasn't bad. And finally, our main event of the evening. The reason I bought this card, and pretty much the main reason pretty much any wrestling fan would buy this card. You have the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, the last third of the never openweight 6-man tag team champions, taking on the American Dragon himself, Bryan Danielson. And oh boy, these two kicked 7 shades of damn out of one another. Like, I don't really know how to describe what happened in this match, but I'm going to say go watch it, because it was masterwork between two great artists who tore the house down. I do wish the crowd was into it a little bit more, because it was a great match, but I understand this is like hour 5 of a show, and a lot of people are tired. It's past midnight at that point. So, Okada definitely focusing on Bryan Danielson's arm to the point where he actually really hurt it. So, finish came, which was very interesting. You had a cattle mutilation, but Danielson couldn't use his other arm, so he slipped his leg on there. Like, dang, Danielson, don't go so hard on us. And yeah, that was it. It ended that quickly. Your winner, Bryan Danielson. I do hope the plan is to have another one between these two. Maybe at Wrestle Kingdom, because I'd be down for that. But yeah, overall, thumbs up match. And yeah, that's our main event. That's our show. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of Forbidden Door. What was your favorite match? What was your least favorite match? And yeah, upcoming either tomorrow or Thursday. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow. I'm going to give you my predictions for this coming Saturday's Money in the Bank show, which I'm pretty dang excited for. And yeah, then on Friday is going to be my review for the other shows this week. And yeah, it should be a whole ton of fun. I cannot wait. Hope you join me then. Until then, happy wrestling, everybody. Peace.